Alright, so I have made exactly 3,120 beats and it made me a top 1% producer, as you can see. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down everything I learned and how I took my beats from sounding like this to actually sounding like this. So as you can hear, it's quite the difference. And today I just want to walk you through exactly what I learned and what I did to get to that point. And I'm doing that so that you can actually do the same thing. Now, as you could hear, I had a few problems when I was starting out. First of all, my melodies, they were pretty bad. They were pretty boring. Like, they just weren't it. They were very, like I couldn't even bear to listen to the beat I just played you. Then also like the arrangements. The arrangements were super boring. If you notice, while I played it, I had to skip through the entire thing because I couldn't stand listening to it. And that's because my arrangements were very boring. Not much was happening, low energy. And of course, like the beats sounded low quality. Like if we listen to this one again, the first one, it's like it sounds like a newbie has made it, which is what I was. And also, around the creation process, another problem I had was that it was always completely random. Like I didn't know if it would turn out good or if it would turn out bad. And that also made it super hard because I was just, every time I was cooking up, I was just hoping that please, 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 this time at least be a good beat. And then that led to a lot of beat block, overthinking, and at the end of the day, since my beats sounded like that, and I got beat block, and I was overthinking, I could not get anywhere. I got no placements, I couldn't get people on my beats, and I was just completely stuck. And by the way, for you that's watching this, if you feel like you want to learn more about making pro quality beats, going full time with music, then I actually have a free community for that, which you're very welcome to join. As you can see, people are in here getting wins. We're all helping each other, giving feedback, and it's a lot of fun. Now, back to the actual value of this video. So, let's get into how I actually managed to fix up my beats. How I managed to go from that first one to what I'm creating today. Now, the first thing is that I just literally started making 5 to 10 beats a day. And I get that might sound like a lot. It might sound crazy, but it's pretty much doable. And I was doing this while I was at school and also working in a 9 to 5. So it's doable, and I'm going to show you how and my approach to be able to make this amount. Now, why a large amount? Because what I've noticed is that if you sit with one beat, especially in the beginning, if you sit with just one beat and you try to make that perfect, it's probably not going to be perfect. I actually fell into that trap the other day where I tried to make one perfect beat, but it doesn't happen. But if you make 5 to 10, maybe 2 of them are really terrible, but by the third you're catching wind and you're going to start making good stuff. Or let's say you make 10. Maybe 5 of them are garbage, but 5 of them are good. It's still more good beats than if you would have only made one that turns out to be, not good. Second of all, it's also that you get the reps. You learn more, you learn faster because you get faster feedback loops. Because you, believe it or not, when you're making beats, you're going to be giving yourself feedback. You're going to think, oh, I like this, I didn't like that. Oh, when I did this thing, that worked. And then you're going to do that for the next beat. So you learn faster. Then another thing was that I started learning from reference tracks. So basically, reference tracks is just other people's songs. And it was not like, I know when a lot of people talk about reference tracks, it's very commonly used to talk about mixing. But I barely used it for mixing. I still barely use it for mixing. What I use the reference tracks for is inspiration and learning from people ahead of me, because that's what you're doing. So I'll be listening to the reference tracks, breaking them down, figuring out what they're doing, what they're good at, like listening to the sound selection, listening to the drum patterns, everything like that. And then I'm internalizing it and putting it into my own music. And reference tracks help me, like doing these two things, 5 to 10 beats a day, learning from reference tracks. I actually developed a system to make good beats. And I don't like when people say that because it sounds so ridiculous, like, what do you mean system? But it genuinely is a system because it's a repeatable process that I use time and time again when I'm creating. Because the thing is, like, if you're watching this video, then you probably looking to be able to monetize your music, monetize your beats. And creating stuff is hard. Like, creating isn't easy. And what makes it even harder is that you might have to create on demand, create when you don't feel like it. And unfortunately, that's a part of what you have to do in order to get to where you want to go with music. Like, that's just a part of it. So I had to figure out a way to be able to do that, and that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through. So basically, these are the steps that I take. I get inspiration, then I'll make the main melody, bass, drums, arrangement, and then some finishing touches. So I'm going to walk you through that exact process right now. So the first thing I do is that I literally go to Spotify. And what I'm doing on Spotify is that I usually spend, I'm not going to do that full process right now because it would take forever. But what I'll do before every single cook-up session, I'll spend 10, 20, sometimes even 30 minutes just listening to songs. Because I do not believe that you should rely on inspiration. You need to be able to make beats no matter how you feel, but why not try and get inspired if you can? Because at least for me, I found that I make way better beats when I'm somewhat inspired. That's at least for me. So what I'll do is I'll just go to an artist I like, or maybe I'll check out some new music, doesn't really matter. I've been listening to this guy a lot, so I'm gonna just listen through some of his stuff to get some inspiration before I start cooking up. Here is also where you can pick a reference, so you can listen through the tracks and be like, oh wow, this one really inspired me, I really like it, I want to make something like this, I'm going to use it as a reference. Sometimes, you don't need one. Sometimes you just get ideas after listening to the music yourself. I'm just listening through some songs real quick. Ooh, this one inspired me. Now, when it comes to inspiration, again, my goal is always to just catch the vibe, not to like steal the entire thing. I find it much easier to just kind of catch the vibe and not try to like steal their song, because why would you want to do that? But it's just to get the brain going, get some influences, and then if you get stuck, you can always revert back to the reference to get some more ideas and see what others are doing and what's working. So what I like to do first is I like to start with the main melody, because the main melody for me, and what I've noticed after producing a lot, is that's really the core of the entire beat. Like if you nail the main melody and you put some good drums over it, like the artist is going to be happy. There's not much more needed to make a good beat. So I like to focus on the main melody first, and what I've seen is like the most important parts is first of all the melody itself, but there's only so much you can do. You want to keep it simple, but then also the sound. So sound selection is key, and the more sounds you have, I think is the better. Some people say that, oh, if you have too many sounds, it's too much, you get overwhelmed. But I feel for me, I have an easier time expressing myself when I have a lot of sounds to pick from. But yeah, I'm gonna get started and make the main melody on this one. Now the key here is I like to not overthink this too much. I got some kind of internal questions I like to ask myself. I'm gonna walk you through them so that you can actually make high quality beats basically every time. So as I said, I like to just start with something really basic. Okay, something like that. Now, main melody, you want to keep it simple, but there's a few things that I'm looking for when I'm making my main melody, which is, first of all, I want a pretty distinct sound. Like I want the sound to stand out. Because if I have that, I know that it's gonna catch people's ears, unlike the first beat that I showed you. Then the second thing is, like once I got a simple melody like this, like something just laid out, what I'll do is I'll ask myself one very simple question, and this might sound weird, but I'll just ask myself, hey, could I listen to this for 1 hour and not get sick of it? And when I ask myself that, I get all of these ideas for why it's not as good as I want it to be. And that's the point that you want to get to. Like, you want to know why. Like, if you make something and you don't like it, you want to know why. Because if you know why, you can fix it, right? So I'm just going to listen to this and ask myself that. Okay, yeah. So I couldn't listen to this for 1 hour because right now it's kind of too boring. I'm going to just actually remake it. Something similar. I might actually switch the sound too. Find something else. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna make something really, really simple. Because sometimes the simplest ones can be the best. So I'm gonna listen to this now, ask myself, could I listen to this melody for 1 hour? Not really, and I know why. First of all, the chords sound too bland, so I'm gonna do some inversions. That was way better. Let's pitch these. Now it's like, okay, could I listen to this for 1 hour? No, I think the key is kind of annoying me with this sound. So I'm gonna switch the key, lower it. Okay, better. I want to add some kind of rhythm to this to make it more interesting. What if I do... And this is also a thing, like when you're creating, don't feel too stuck on, okay, I gotta make this one thing and it has to sound this way. If the beat wants to go somewhere else, go with it. Okay, I actually kind of like this. And another thing I'll try to look for when I'm making melodies is I want to be able to hum the melody. Because if I can hum the melody, then it's guaranteed to be catchy. Like, yeah. So this one I can hum, then I know it's good. Now I'm gonna ask myself again, okay, can I listen to this for 1 hour? No, it's a lot due to the key. So I'm gonna lower the key. Better, not sure if I like the sound. Okay, way better. What would make this even better? What would make me not want to stop listening to this? Could probably add some lower bass notes. Would make it more fun, more enjoyable. So I'm gonna just... Nice. Starting to sound better already. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, way better. And I'm actually trying to lower the key again. Another thing I like to do is when I'm making beats, I like to rap on them, just to make sure that it's always like, you can always rap on it. Okay, cool. One last change I want to make is I want to go up here to make it more interesting. Yeah, I did not like that. Fuck that. But this is also a point I want to make. When you're creating, don't think too much. Like, make split decisions. Try it out, make it, then see what happens. Like, you might make it, hate it, fine, delete it, move on. But you can make beats so much faster and move so much faster in general if you just like try it out, see what happens. Then if it's not good, it's not good, and you like just don't do it. And like right now, I can't really tell any edits I want to do to this, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, I might get ideas for how to process the sound because I think I want to do some processing on it, but I don't have it right now. So I'm just going to move on to the next thing that I hear in my mind. And the next thing I hear in my mind is actually that snare. And when picking sounds, like, sound selection is super important. Sound selection is probably the most important part of any beat, because you can take something that sounds bad, but if you switch the sound, it's going to sound good. So what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to use, but what I like to do when I'm picking sounds is, first of all, listen to the thing. Like, if you have the melody and you're going to pick a snare, listen to the melody, go through snares until you find one that you think sounds good. And here as well, like, don't overthink it. Like, go through snares, find one that sounds good, like the first one that catches your ear, try it out. You can always change it later. Like that one, for example, that one actually caught my ear. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. Boom, drag that in. Let's make the snare. This is gonna be so offbeat. Oh my god, it wasn't. Fantastic. And the point about like working fast, being fast, isn't for the sake of being fast. Like, sure, that helps if you're in sessions and stuff like that. But it's mostly because, like, if you are fast, you can get the bad ideas out sooner and get to the good ideas. Like, if I were cooking up by myself right now, I would probably make this beat, then I'd make another one and another one and another one until I like had, and I would probably have, like, at the end of the day, if I make 10 or 5, 2 or 3 like really, really good ones. But I found that this prevents overthinking, and it actually helps you get to the really good ones faster. Okay, cool. Next thing I want to clap. So I'm gonna just search clap. Let's do drill. Maybe it fits better. So light the first, this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in. Maybe add some variation here. I felt like I heard in my head. Something like this. Yeah, fuck it. Now, what's the next thing I want? Yeah, I want that stomp. And just go ahead, type in stomp. Pick the first one that I think sounds good. Yeah. I like that stomp. I'm gonna add it. Yeah, I didn't like that one. I'm gonna put it right there instead. So what I always looking to do first is just get the vibe down. Then I can worry about all the technical stuff. I think that comes from cooking up a lot in sessions, because the artists, like, they're ready to go, or they want to go really, really fast. Like, they want to get through it. And they don't care about all of this producing stuff. They just hear the vibe and then they're good to go. I like that 808. So this is basically like the pattern I follow. It's like main melody, drums, maybe counter melodies if I can hear them. Otherwise, you'll see soon, but I'll move on pretty quickly to start arranging, way sooner than most. And I'm gonna explain the benefits to that, or at least the benefits that I feel from, like, I get from that. Let's quantize that. I might actually leave it like that. Try this. Now let's try that, actually. Okay, cool. So I like that 808, but I felt like it got way too low when I put it on 1 octave, so I'm gonna try and raise the key. Might have to actually switch the 808 here. But as you can see, like, fast decisions, split decisions, try it out, see what happens. Ooh, this one might actually be good. Let's try that. It's the wrong key. Ooh, way better. Nice. All right. Now, last thing I want to get is the kick. Then I might process the melody a little bit. And that one sounded all right. Let's try it out, see what happens. Nice. Let's quantize it and max the volume because it's fun. Yeah, I want to do something else with the 808 at the end. What happens if I... Ooh, that was way better. If I do something like this. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, cool. What else do I want? So now I can hear that, okay, I want some reverb on this piano because it sounds a little bit dry, too dry for my liking. And like now, I literally ran out of ideas. I have no more ideas. So that is when I move on. Like I said, main melody, bass, drums. Then I arrange. Like I start arranging, and as I arrange, I'll start hearing what the beat needs. So I won't be adding more than is actually necessary. And that's the good thing about this. And I found that that works way better for me. And I also found that if I got this, like in a session, if I got this, they kind of want to go. Like they want to rap, they just want a basic arrangement so they kind of know where the verses are and the hooks are. So I'm gonna just map it out like this. And then when arranging, I tend to think in terms of energy. So like the intro, I want lower energy, right? Hook, I want higher energy. Verse, some kind of medium energy. And then I just fill in the blanks with the instruments that's needed to create that. So I'll start with this. First thing I can hear is like easiest, like lowest hanging fruit. Just take this, export it, pitch it down. I'm gonna bounce this out again because I didn't like how the low notes sounded when I did that. So I'm actually gonna remove the low notes. I want to pitch it, so I'm gonna do that again. Boom. Cut out the lows. Like this mixing stuff, like most of the mixing and leveling, I reserve it to the end. But if I got quick fixes like this, I like to do them at first. So now it's like, okay, cool. What can I hear that it needs when going in to the, I guess this is the hook now. Like what does it need to make sense? Like I can hear that I need some kind of transition. So then I'm just gonna get a transition. And I like using Splice because you can search like really dumb searches like this and you get what you're looking for. Which is fantastic because you don't need to think. Maybe this one. Let's try it, see what happens. Yeah, didn't like that one. Let's find another one. By the way, I also recommend having saved sounds. Right now I got a new computer, so that's why I don't have it. But generally speaking, if you can have your sounds like saved, that's way better. But I haven't saved sounds in a very long time, so all of the sounds I got are pretty like outdated. That one's alright. Yeah, I really like that one. I used that on a beat prior to this. So I'm gonna use it again. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Okay, cool. So we get that one. Okay, cool. Next thing I hear is like some kind of, I want some kind of like percussion loops. I feel like, because I really like chopping up percussion loops because I'm too lazy to make all the drums. So I like finding percussion loops and then like kind of enhance the drums with those. I think it's way easier. Try this. Yeah, there's some good stuff in here. So then, you know, just get it, time it. Sometimes I actually like soloing out. This is one of those cases, because I just want to hear what's going on with the loop very well and see what I want to cut out from it. So like obviously these kicks, they gotta go. Ooh, I like those, so I'm gonna keep those. Ooh. Let's see if I can remove that. Yeah, like that. It's a bit too chaotic near the end, so I'm gonna figure out where the chaos is. Oh, it's because I have a bunch of stuff in my drums as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be happy with it like that, and then I'm gonna find another track. Some good stuff in here. Ooh, okay, cool. Now I just wanna figure out what I wanna remove and what I wanna keep. Don't want this. Like the ending of that one, because then you get that kind of completed. Yeah, fuck it. Sounds good. So you can see how the track is just slowly but surely building. So here I want the verse. All right, I want the verse here. I want it that long. Then I'm gonna add a bridge there and remove the drums so I know what's going on there. Now I need something to raise the energy in the hook. Like this is too low. Now what I like to do is think in terms of frequency. So basically right now I have a piano, it's hogging up the mids. I got the mids covered. Now I need something for the highs. I need something to grab those highs so that I can really fill out the frequencies and fill out the beat. So let me try some strings. Let me just do the easiest thing first, which is to copy the piano. That wasn't too bad. Wonder what happens if I resample it and then just chop it up, make something interesting out of it. So I found like thinking in terms of what the beat needs really helps to actually make it easier, faster, all good things like that, rather than just staying stuck in a 4-bar loop and adding sounds on top to until infinity. Like at least for me, like I get very easily stuck when I'm doing that. And it was when I started working in this way that I really got unstuck and was able to make more and better beats. And by the way, this isn't like when you're making beats for artists, they're gonna be kind of non-impressive, because at the end of the day, we're not trying to impress artists, or sorry, producers. We're trying to impress artists. So it's different things. All we gotta worry about is just catch the vibe that the artist wants. And then if that happens to be like for example, if I make this beat happens to be what an artist wants at another time, then fantastic. Ooh, way cooler. I'm gonna fade this. Pretty good. Cool, so now I got another thing I can add to the intro as well. So I can take this in the second half, put it there, lower it. And here, you know, this is the second half of the hook, so we increase the tempo by adding the extra perks and not messing up the copy. All right, there we go again. Copy it over. Right here, now I can hear that, okay, cool, I need a transition here. Now I hear that, okay, cool, I can add this, these strings, they can come back in here. And the beat is just slowly building, and you're only getting what you actually need. Because I found, like, oftentimes the more you remove, the better the beat. Like, the more stuff you take out, the better beat you get. And I might actually I might have just as long verses as I have hooks. I'm gonna try that out, see how that sounds. And also, like, arrangement can always be fixed later, because it's hard to know, like, what the artist is gonna do on it. And now I can hear, like, okay, cool. Now in these breaks, I want some extra fills, I want some extra stuff to kind of, like this one, like add some extra spice to the in-between stuff. Like, just spice up the beat a little bit, make it sound cooler, give it some more character. And then you can, like, this beat doesn't need that much, because the artist will fill the rest out. All we need to do now is just add some extra sounds here and there, making sure that we keep the vibe, like not adding too much to where we actually lose the vibe that we once had. Like there, I need some kind of impact. Actually, this one might work. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't like... Yeah, so I don't like how it ends right there. So I need some kind of... Actually, I could probably use this. As you see, a lot of my approach to making beats is like thinking just problem solving. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just negative mindset. But it's like, what problems can I hear and what can I do to fix them? That's kind of the way I'm approaching this. Which, I don't know, maybe it's normal. I'm gonna add some extra effects to the intro to make the drop hit even harder. And like now, for example, I heard this bell, could probably use it. Let's see if we can even get the sub drop in here. Nice. This one's another riser. Fuck it. I'm used to this one. I use, like, I'm almost ashamed to use it by now, but fuck it, I'm gonna use it. Like, I used it in so many beats. I think like half of those 3,000 I probably used this riser. So yeah, but I might add it. Fuck it. Then I can add it back in right here. Oh no. Yeah, but I can add it here to kind of transition better into the verse. And I can also do the sub drop. I can do that little that loop as well. Like I can just take those both, use them again. Nice. Like little things like this, just breaking it up. Although I wouldn't do too much of like breaks and pauses and stuff, because you never know, once you get an artist on this, it might not fit with them. So I usually try to reserve it until I work with somebody. And then once I got the vocals, I can do all of these things. Now I'm actually starting to get close to the finish, because like I'm doing the arrangement. I'm gonna give it one more listen and see if there's anything else that pops up in my head. Otherwise, I'll actually start finishing it up, like mixing and stuff. And sometimes in that process of mixing is where I really, like I come up with extra stuff that I want to add. So I'm gonna just start doing that. But basic principle is just keep it moving all the time. No, that sucked. So yeah, I'm gonna just loop the busiest part. Because sometimes you might feel like, oh, there's not enough things in here, but once you like level it out and you really see that, okay, these, like all of the sounds actually make sense, then you don't want to add anything else. So I'm gonna start with the kick, get the kick at like -9, good starting point. Then I like getting the snare. I'm actually use the clap. Somewhere around -15, -12. Like it's all depending on the sound. I want to go a little bit lower with this. Then I'm gonna add the snare. Nice. Pan the snare a little bit. No, that was fucked. Not gonna do that. Cool, get the 808 in there. And again, like even when you're leveling, just think of like, okay, what vibe do I want to achieve? Like don't think too much in like technicalities. Like, okay, cool, what vibe is it? Because leveling can also play a big difference. I once was in a session with a guy and I was leveling out a drill beat, and I lowered the hi-hats, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Where did the drill go?" He literally said, "Where did the drill go?" I'm like, what does he even mean? But then I realized like, oh, I lowered the hi-hats. So that took away the drill feeling for him. So when I raised the hi-hat, he was like, oh, there the drill is. I'm gonna see what else I can do to the piano. I actually want to cut it, not as like a mixing thing, but as an effect. Not sure if this is even doing anything, but fuck it. I'm actually trying to resample it now because I do want it to have a little bit of a rougher sound. So I'm gonna pitch it up because I find like just pitching things up, then exporting it and pitching it down gives it a different sound, and I really like that. Yeah, I like that more. Keep that. I want some more grit from the piano. So I'm gonna see if Logic has some saturation type of thing. What is this? Oh, perfect. Tape. No tape? That's insane. Same thing for the 808. Like, I want some more grit. Like, the 808 has it, but I don't feel like it's coming through enough. So I'm gonna literally just do this. Like, it's so stupid, but if it works, it works. Like, if it gives me the vibe that I want, then I'm gonna keep it. Like, I'm gonna run with that. Like, that EQ curve doesn't make sense, but it gave me the feeling that I wanted. So I'm gonna run with that because that's always the most important thing. Let's get some limiter in there because it's fun. Another thing I like doing, which I've heard from many engineers that is wrong, is to like just EQ the master. Like, as long as you get the vibe across, the point across, you can be more cautious, I guess, with the mixing later. And that's the beat. Like, that's the finish. You just go through, you finish it. I can't really hear anything else I want to add to this. Because I know that once I get an artist on this, they're going to do their thing and the space is going to be appreciated. And then if I feel like after the record has been recorded, there's something missing, then I'll add it. Now, this is the approach that I started taking. So just to recap, is like make 5-10 beats a day using this kind of framework. Like, get inspiration, make the main melody, make the bass, make the drums, start arranging it pretty fast. Like, as soon as you run out of ideas, start arranging it and then finish it. And that's the most important part, because you might feel like, oh, this is lacking, oh, there might need something else, but might not too. Like, it might be just perfect for somebody. And then if you're able to make these, I don't know exactly how long this took me, but about an hour, and that was with talking and with, you know, looking for sounds, not having everything laid out. But if you do this, you're going to be able to make 5 to 10 a day, and one of those is going to be insane. Like, is this the most insane beat ever? No, it's all right, it's decent, but it works. Like, it does the job. But then if I just, like, right now I'm in the zone. Like, I want to stop this video right now and keep cooking up, like, make the next one. So you want to get in that zone and keep making beats. Then by the end of it, you've made perhaps 5, perhaps 10, whatever, perhaps 20, who knows? Maybe you're super speedy. But once you've done that, you're going to see, like, some of them are going to be really, really good. And even the ones that you might not think are the best, some artists might love them, and it ends up being a song. So that's what I started doing. Now, the outcome of this is, like, I got super confident in my beats. I started getting placements because I leveled up my skills by making so many beats a day and learning from people ahead of me. And eventually that, of course, led to me being able to become a top 1% producer. Now, of course, like, there's other stuff involved in making that happen. It's not just the beats, but if the beats were as whack as the first one you heard, would never have been able to get to that point. And of course, that led to me being able to become a full-time producer. Now, currently, as of now, I do have actually 5 spots open to work with me one-on-one to help you become a full-time producer yourself. So if you're curious, there's a link to apply in the description. And if you're curious, you're welcome to click in on that link. We'll have a chat, we'll see if it's a good fit, and then we'll take it from there. Now, back to the value. So, lessons learned from this. This is like the most important thing. And if you just take away something from this video, it's going to be this. So basically, you want to make split decisions over overthinking. What I mean by split decisions is like, make the melody. Whatever you have in your mind that you want to make it. See what happens. If you don't like it, adjust it. And then when you adjust it, don't think about the adjustments too much. Like, do the adjustments, see what happens. If you like it, awesome. If you don't, keep changing it. Because when you change and iterate a beat, you will end up with a way better beat than if you sat there thinking about what to do. The next one is vibe over quality. It's very easy to get into this like perfectionist mindset where you sit and think about things that don't really matter. Because I can promise you, I have never had an artist be like, oh, the mix isn't good, therefore I do not want to use the beat. Or, this snare doesn't sound right, therefore I do not want to use the beat. It's more so like, even if they say that, it's not about the mix. They might say, oh, the mix is bad, but really it's like you made a bad melody. They just don't know the difference. But I know that as long as you nail the vibe and you get the right vibe to the right person, you're gonna crush it. Like, they're gonna want it. They don't think in the way that we think. Then, of course, sound selection over mixing. Like, you do not need to do much mixing if you choose sounds that sound good to begin with. Now, sound selection also a skill that needs to be developed, but I found that you learn that a lot from referencing other songs. But sound selection over mixing all day long, and if you have great sound selection, all you need to do is some leveling, EQing, and you're going to be good to go. Does that mean that it's going to sound like a professional engineer made it? Probably not, but you don't need it. You do not need that. All you need is a beat that sounds good, that somebody is inspired by. They're going to want to rap on it. It's not harder than that. Then if it's someone big, or if it turns into a big song, you can, you will always be able to get it to an engineer later. But your mixing, if you have good sound selection, will be enough to get it in the hands of the people that you want to have it. Then, lastly, is volume over quality. I'm actually going to change this. Volume over perfection. Like, do a lot. Focus on doing a lot, and you will achieve this. If you're like, and it doesn't matter which part of the journey you're at. If you're just starting out and you're doing a lot, you're going to learn faster. So you're going to get to this point faster. If you have been doing this for a while and you're seasoned, you're good, you're experienced, this will help you get to those perfect ideas faster. So yeah, that's all I had. Thank you so much for watching this video.